match up Selangor FC so close to their first win at the Soccer 7 series. There's confirmation of that change. Kritia Munrang. Final opportunity perhaps for Eastern Thunder. Penalty? No. Is it outside? No, it is a penalty. Bit of confusion from the officials there. Oh, and it's Aisyah Murad, who's given it away. The goal scorer for Selangor. And she was enjoying herself with a few celebrations there as the camera closed in on her. And Selangor so close to seeing this one out. Oh, it looked like it actually happened outside the area. But the penalty's been given. And well, the penalty's been given. It's going to be taken from the edge of the area here. A big moment for Eastern Thunder and Chomsamon Dungdara. Well, she put it up onto the spot, but it is going to be the number 15, Watsana Chula, to take this. It's Watsana stepping up to the penalty. Watsana to save on the rebound. Oh, Selangor FC survive. A big win for Selangor FC. Headshot rescued by a goalkeeper. Eastern Thunder tried their best, a couple of efforts coming off the frame of the goal, and a penalty missed at the end. It's Selangor FC with the 1-0 win.
So, a thrilling set of women's games, and we are back round for 6 Masters matches to conclude the evening. Cosmo Masters up against Leicester City, who drew 0-0 in the first game and are looking to get their first goal of the competition. And here they are lining up. Ronnie Smollett, the goalkeeper for Cosmo Masters. Well, they play outside of the Singapore FA leagues as we see them emerge. Just a bit of backstory about Cosmo Masters. They're in the 3rd level of football in Singapore. 10 clubs, no promotion, no relegation, and this is their first game. They have had the pick of the bunch when it comes to players in Singapore. And, well, there's some big names out there in terms of goal-scoring ability. And one of them, the man wearing 7 on the back, Michael Sharples, plays at Wantiam Latini FC, scored 36 goals last season, 18 assists, more than double the next best. And he will be one who's hard to contain. What do these Leicester City Masters players have in the tank? Well, we can already see that there's been some rotations to the squad as they make their way by. Handshakes between both the teams and, of course, the referees as well. A break off, and we won't be far away from kick-off. Vasilevsky, one of the players we've just seen there. In the Premier League with Leicester, as did so many of these players. And they've got the gang back together. So here we go, underway. Cosmo Masters against Leicester City Masters. Seb Page alongside me once again. Seb, well, it was a really intriguing first clash, and you have to say for Leicester, I think a lot of feeling out, not just the opposition, but the competition as well.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited to see how they come at the second game now. They've got a game under their belt, but again, a bit of an unknown quantity with the Cosmo select. So, yeah, really interested to see how this goes. We saw FC Singapura earlier knowing how to play sevens and causing a bit of a surprise, so we could see the same here. Absolutely.
It's one of the things that well, we've loved to see so far, and there's plenty more of it to come with 2 action-packed days on the horizon. 6 games left to play, including this one, all Masters games, where we're seeing some of the best talent to grace the top flights around the world, not just in Europe. As the ball goes out for a Leicester City throw with Dyer there to send it back into play.
And for the Cosmo players, obviously, what a big opportunity for them coming up against these stars, and you know, they're going to put everything into it.
Dyer dancing away from his marker, Sam Balls, who's continued to be there with the chase. Started at Gaelic Lions in 2017 here in Singapore, as well as a lot of the clubs in the Cosmo League. We're moving the ball well, Leicester, and trying to find that way through. It's back to Danny Drinkwater, who played a big role in the first game, and someone who wanted to make more of an impact is Martin Waghorn, who's trying to get back on the ball now. What a CV he has over his 17-year career. Here we go, the man that, well, there's plenty of signs for in the crowd. It seems his family's out here in full force and trying to get on the return ball there. But stopped by the men wearing the black base of the shirts with those highlighted colours scattered around the Leicester City away kit from last season. Nugent.
Leicester still not scored yet today, so awaiting their first goal.
And you wonder just where it will come from. St Ledger trying to find that way through, and they will have the first corner of the game. And there we go, some of the signs. He has some fans in the stands, and well, with the goal scoring record that he's racked up last season, to help Latini on the way to win the title. You wouldn't be surprised that he's got fans here. Advancing, Waghorn running into space. Drinkwater. Turn. Goes for goal. Good diving save from Smollett. Keeps it out for now, but they'll try and keep going. There's appeals for a penalty, and it won't be given. Well, we saw penalty drama at the end of the last game, and well, they were hoping that it would have started and kicked this game into life. They're not happy. The Leicester City players, including Wes Morgan, who could see that.
He didn't look very happy, did he?
No.
I think they're convinced that should have been a penalty.
We'll take a look back at it when we can. St Ledger brings the ball down. Republic of Ireland international with 37 caps, 3 goals. Spent 3 years at Leicester between 2011 and 2014. Made some big saves in that first game. Luke Steele, who's well, one of the late call-ups into this competition. We were expecting Ben Hamer to be here, but it is the Peterborough sports manager who has stepped up and is in the green goalkeeper kit. Good turn, and well, he's ploughed into, loses the ball. Clean tackle.
Another very good tackle. And gets the danger man away.
Yep. Nice ball back at his feet, taking his time. Well, it's not just the goals that he was knocking in, it was the assists as well that were particularly spectacular. 18 assists in the league season, and well, they play an 18-game season as well, so it's absolutely mental, isn't it? When you put those stats together, and you can see that he is the target man,
been quite even, to be honest, this game.
Yeah.
I thought Leicester would. Out firing with something to prove. Oh, here we go.
Well, let's take a look back at the calls for penalty. It was a really good save by Smollett. And, well, you can understand why there were some frustrations there. Whitehorn.
I couldn't quite see if he clipped him or not.
No.
I think we'll benefit of the doubt to the referee on that one.
Well, Wes Morgan is still pacing up and down by the touchline. And, well, fans out in force for our East London All-Stars, who will be shortly returning to the pitch. We've been seeing them warm up. Difficult first game, and from all accounts, they're back and raring to go, looking for that first win of the competition. One ball forward, and well, you can see with the positioning there of Michael Sharples that they are leaving him very high, and I think trying to exploit, of course, the rule in this one that there is no offside. He is tracking back now. It's on the edge of the area. He goes to the ground. Waghorn on the ball. Right up to the edge of the area, finds a way through. He set it up nicely. No one gets there initially. Dyer sends it across. Whoa. Well, big moment there. Big moment there.
Well, you wouldn't want to go into a 50-50 with him, that's for sure.
No. Marcin Vasilewski, the Polish international, won the Premier League with Leicester and then racked up 60 international caps for his country. The centre half, and that was a classic tackle, wasn't it?
Have we got time for one last chance for Leicester at the end of this first half?
Well, that is the question, because they have had control for the last minute and a half, and the shot from distance coming in, but skied over. So out of time in the first half, the first 7 minutes up. We will have a 1 minute break. But all level here. Cosmo Masters 0, Leicester City 0. So let's go back down pitch side where Ash is waiting.
And we're here with Corinthian Masters players, Juanito, and we also got a translator here as well. Juanito, welcome to Singapore. How do you feel about the pitch and the tournament as well?
Tivemos uma surpresa muito bacana, né, onde fomos convidados para o campeonato aqui em Singapura. O Corinthians ficou muito feliz em vir participar, muito surpreso com essa estrutura, com a recepção do país muito bonito, né? Muito bacana a recepção. A estrutura nos surpreendeu muito positivamente, a qualidade dos times também. Estamos muito felizes.
Yes. Okay. Portuguese.
English.
Okay.
In English.
So it was really surprised because Singapore received us really well. The people, it is really nice and gave us a welcome really good, and we are really happy to came to Singapore.
And of course, all the best for the next game against PERSIB Bandung as well. Good luck. Thank you. Obrigada. Obrigada.
Well, they are back up next. Corinthians Masters up against PERSIB. But our attention does go back to the second half of this game, where it is still level.
Starts to become important now for Leicester to get ahead. Cosmo Masters, obviously their first game in the tournament, would take the 0-0 for sure.
Absolutely. So just a reminder of how things work. The top 2 in each group proceed to the Masters Cup knockout competition, with the bottom 2 going through to the plate. And because we have 2 groups of 5, those who are rock bottom get knocked out. So Cosmo kicking off their competition. They didn't play earlier on in the day, so they have got the benefit of fresh legs, but then we'll have to play 1 extra game tomorrow. Leicester City had that opening game where there was a lot of holding the ball. Not too much of what we're seeing there with that long distribution forward, and you do wonder whether more teams will take that on. We certainly saw, we spoke to Danny Simpson about that, and he said that it might be an idea, so they don't have to do too much running. It's rather large pitch, and that's been a lot of the talking points between these Masters teams, as Robert Huth back on the pitch. Drink water. To move the ball quickly. Drink water again. Moved to Leicester City in 2012. 3-time Premier League winner now on the ball, sends it to one side. Really been able to find a way into the box just yet.
Finding it difficult to break down the Cosmo defence.
They've held their structure really well, Cosmo.
Yeah, and some great last-ditch tackles from this man in particular, and looking quite comfortable at the minute. Long from Ronnie Smollett, a veteran of the Sevens format, played in Hong Kong, went for many, many years.
Well, they're driving forward here with Joe Wright, and a miscommunication. Samuel Taylor surging forward, and just a slight word needed there. Danny Simpson saying when he joined us on commentary earlier that actually you forget how much communication you need. And well, he's on the ball now. Manchester United academy product, signed for Leicester in 2014 after 3 years at Newcastle. They found a way through, and they found the opening goal. Well, they took their time, but there it is for Leicester. And the man who came on as a substitute in the first game, starting this one, Lloyd Dyer, finding the opening goal. It was set up nicely.
It's a great through ball from Mark O'Brighton, and it's a great finish from Dyer, just slipping it through the legs of Smollett, and it's an important goal for Leicester. That should settle them down a bit. Yeah,
really important goal. Well, he came on, he was full of life and hunger, wasn't he? And you just thought that maybe he'd run out of, didn't have the right amount of time on the pitch, and clearly the decisions have been made amongst the Leicester City team that he deserved the opportunity to start to shake things up, and well, he is now the difference as Leicester City lead the Cosmo Masters by a 1-0. Now, how do they respond? As Seb alluded to there, some of the players in this team, they have a lot of experience in sevens.
Not surprised Mark O'Brighton was the man to pick the lock there of the Cosmos. He has sevens experience himself, coming to play in Hong Kong when he was a youth player for Aston Villa, winning the tournament a couple of times. So him along with Danny Simpson, who played for Man U actually in a tournament there as well. So glad to see them off the mark.
I think it was Danny who said it earlier himself when I mentioned that the East London All-Stars, they looked like kids at Christmas when they came out onto the pitch. They're all enjoying their time here in Singapore, and a huge opportunity going amiss. Really well set up, great delivery to the back post. Tim Walter with the curling ball in.
Unsure if the teammate got a touch. Oh, it was great defending from O'Brighton.
Nathan Breyer. It is best scoring season in the Cosmo League last year.
Danny Simpson there, telling the players to settle down. They've got their goal now. He seems to think they can see out the last 2 minutes.
feel?
Now we've got to see what the Cosmo Masters have in their legs. Can they try and push on?
Is open. Instead to go forward, and it's fallen into Leicester City possession. It's in across field and big save, but it's turned in the end. Huge save from Ronnie Smollett, but he couldn't keep out the rebound. And Danny Drinkwater, who has been a real presence in these last 2 games for Leicester, gets his goal, and now they have a comfortable cushion over the Cosmo Masters.
Yeah, that's always the danger when the Cosmo Masters are chasing the equaliser, but Waghorn took the early shot. Smollett did well to stop it, but unfortunately for him, dropped right at the feet of Danny Drinkwater, who finished it off comfortably.
So Cosmo Masters 0, Leicester City Masters 2, and we have takeoff from the Leicester City squad.
Yeah, they'll have a better evening tonight now, going home with the 3 points after their 0-0 draw earlier.
And I think that will be an important thing to take forward, is the teams that have lost in the opening games, who are coming back round for this second set of games. You can tell just how natural-born winners they are, because there has been some discomfort about some of the scorelines, and they want to make sure that they go home with at least 1 set of 3 points, or points on the board at very least.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's always good to see these ex-pros come out. You know, they're here for a good time, but as soon as they cross the lines onto the pitch, the competitive spirit kicks in. They do not like to lose.
Do not. So, time more than run out for the Cosmo Masters, who started off well, but couldn't find their goals when they came back from the second half. Waiting on the whistle, but we're playing on.
Sabar, Mbak, sabar. Ceritakan situasi dan kondisionernya.
Kok dia mantega curi HP aku.
Tiba-tiba ingat harus beli sesuatu? Beli pakai Gomart, si paling cepat.
Kata orang, gue itu si paling kerja, syuting seharian, tiba-tiba sakit kepala. Oskadon, oke buat sakit kepala. Bekerja aktif di pusatnya, dapat diminum sebelum makan, tanpa ngantuk. Oskadon, solusi oke, sakit kepala. Pancen oye!
Well, the floodlights are on. The temperature has dropped slightly ahead of Corinthians against PERSIB, but it is still very, very humid, and we've seen how it's affected the competition so far. Really something that the English teams in particular have had to adapt to. Maybe not so much these two teams. Seb, you expect them to be able to compete in these conditions because they're so used to it at home.
Yeah, I enjoy it where you said the temperature has dropped slightly, because it doesn't feel much different up here. But yeah, let's see how the players' performance compares tonight to tomorrow afternoon in the blazing sunlight. But yeah, PERSIB Masters, almost like a home match for them. They have a lot of supporters here in Singapore, and it's really great to have the Corinthian Masters all the way out from Brazil joining us in this tournament. Very interesting, 2 different styles of play here. Obviously, in their first game, PERSIB drew 1-1 with Real Sapura, and Corinthians got a 0-0 with Leicester City Masters. So both teams looking to get off the mark in the group.
So they break off into their huddles, those final bits of preparation. Well, there was a real call out to the PERSIB fans here in Singapore building up to this competition to get as many into the stadium as possible.
If you remember the PERSIB keeper had a few great saves in the first game. He might need to be at his best again against Corinthians to get a result for PERSIB here.
He was indeed, but it was a game as well that was decided by, well, I mean the goals I should say, because it ended 1-1. But the goals really both came from goalkeeper errors, which was a shame because, as you say, Dedi, the goalkeeper for PERSIB, had such a good game, and some of those saves, well, they were just spectacular. You imagine he'll be under pressure in this one as they come forward, and he has to react quickly again there. Almost fumbles it, but is able to get his palms onto the ball, and it sticks.
He's all action, this guy.
Yeah.
There seems to be a highlight reel every game for him.
Atep, wearing number 7, really floats around. He's a PERSIB legend, you have to say it, with 227 appearances, scored 30 goals, and has 10 senior caps for Indonesia. Real leader and captain, and such an important presence in the midfield. Team that compete in the top tier of Indonesian football. Won 2 Super League titles back-to-back in 23-24 season, 24-25, and a lot of this squad won the league in 2014 and then followed it up by winning the President's Cup the year later. Atep.
Feeling each other out a bit at the start of this game. A very important game in the group, with both teams drawing already.
Sucipto taps it over to Pribadi. Scored in that game, and that just falling a little bit shorter of where it was intended, trying to find someone at the near post. And well, the noise levels increase, and it's the Corinthian Femenino fans, or players even, who are now in the stands. And well, that's a good thing. Corinthians have brought 3 teams out with them. They've made a real effort, and it means you get that extra level of support.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see the support from these teams for the tournament, and it's a long way from Brazil to Singapore. So yeah, but it really adds to the tournament to have the teams from all over the world, different styles of play.
Absolutely. It's something that the CEO Dom Lane said, that crucially this is a Asian tournament that international teams, and particularly the teams from Europe, have come to. It's not the other way around. He really stressed that. Been some changes to some of the Corinthian shirt numbers,
which is making things
a little bit interesting. Keep us guessing. We believe this is Mike on the ball now, and we're trying to find a way through. Spoke to Flecto, who goes by the name of, or he goes by the name of shirt usually, wearing number 3. Here he is now, Wellington de Oliveira. And well, he was one of the big threats in the first game, finding space, and was just seeing if that would go through the legs and he could ease his way round and get on it. Not that's it.
Both teams looking pretty happy to try and keep hold of the ball when they get it so far. Not taking any risks.
Now, how many times this tournament have we seen a goal in the last 90 seconds be the decider? Will it be the same in this one? Brought down nicely, making gains here. It's headed away. Now Corinthians will try and break. Not really. Too many bodies back for PERSIB. They've got the overload. Driving forward. Surely! There it is for Corinthians. Well, complacency at the back has really cost the PERSIB Masters there. They should have been awake to it. No one tracking back. And Corinthians have the opener as we head towards half-time.
He took that really nicely, stayed nice and composed as he got into the area. He'd run a long way with the ball. Keeper was coming out of him, but he just slotted into the corner, ran towards the crowd, and a celebration in front of all his adoring fans.
Throwing out the classic Ronaldo celebration, which of course is a language that all football fans speak around the world. So Corinthians lead by a goal to nil. PERSIB, well, it's something we've spoken about a lot with the players who have come up, particularly the Masters players, Seb, and they've said the balance between going high and then tracking back. It's a lot of work in this heat to track back, and they were really made to pay there because no one went with them.
Yeah, it's a long way to get back, and like you were just saying, last 90 seconds of the half, and yet another goal. You know, you've been running up and down for the whole half, just can't make that last recovery run, and it cost them. It's a big goal in this game to get 1-0 up now.
Can find the equaliser. Well, last-ditch goalkeeping. That's Edu who's run out to send it in any direction away from his goal. I don't think he really minded that. Spardy. This is Atep. Well, very much like we saw Rob Earnshaw in the game for Forest Reds, really natural attacking player who's sitting a little bit deeper is Atep, and I think that's because of his leadership skills. He can really control the midfield. And here we go. So half-time, a 1-minute break. And it's Corinthians who have the advantage. PERSIB have had their moments. Can they dig deep in the second half? It's Corinthian Masters 1, PERSIB Masters 0. So preparing to make their way back out from a very quick half-time break. So when you look at it, 1 minute, you can barely get into an analytical discussion in that time, as I think you can see there from the Corinthian staff who are deep in talk with their Masters squad.
Yeah, I mean, some of them can barely get over to the team talk in time up with the minute up, but yeah, I mean, not much time to get messages across, especially when the players are trying to get their break. I think it's just 1 or 2 key messages from the manager if there's any subs to be made. But yeah, it's definitely an easier team talk when you're 1-0 up. I would think Corinthians are going to try and hold on to the ball this second half. It's PERSIB that are the ones who are going to have to try and push.
Well, they have a point already, PERSIB. But a club of this nature, club of this stature, club which has fans all across Asia, you feel that the demands and the standards would be to take. Well, with getting a draw in the first game, they'd have hoped it would be 4 points they're bringing home tonight. They're going to have to work for it because Corinthians lead by a goal to nil as we come back from the break. And this man, well, he's been so instrumental at excellent one-on-one dribbling skills, as I think we've seen a fair bit of. He really controls his team well, great vocal presence. Took up the captaincy on a number of times during his time in PERSIB, the 227 appearances he made there. He's not happy with the referee that the game played on. He felt he'd been fouled.
It did look like the referee put his whistle to his lips and then tried a little Rabona, the PERSIB player, which didn't come off. But yeah, I think with 5 teams in the group, we're used to obviously all of the mathematics and equations for 14 groups. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. How many you need to get to the cup or the plate.
because that's it as well, isn't it? It's just one team that doesn't make it through. There's pressure being put on the goalkeeper there, but into the arms of Edu, who's such a big figure, isn't he? So tall, and he might come under pressure here. They need to keep their nerve and their cool. Shove, and well, I think the Corinthians players in the stands are quite happy with the physicality, and any of the PERSIB fans aren't so. But here we go, building again, and Atep just can't get onto the ball.
Just giving it back to PERSIB every time. If you see the Corinthians number 30 is goal hanging, but they can't get it up to him.
Setiawan sends it through the area. It's brought down by Atep. Can they find a good enough chance for the equaliser? They've really taken their time. Well, skimming the ground from Tantan. But really, in the end, you felt like as soon as he dropped down to his side, that was fairly easy for the goalkeeper. But it's back once again in PERSIB possession. Corinthians been so wasteful. It was PERSIB at the back who were wasteful in the first half. Now in the second, and no one really watching where the ball was going after that. And Edu not very happy at all with how things have gone in the first couple of minutes of this second half.
Yeah, well, we said the message from the management at halftime must be to keep the ball. I either didn't say that or the players aren't listening, because they keep giving it back to PERSIB. They've been camped in the Corinthians half.
Taking a big risk if this is the tactics, just to sit back. As they, you imagine, try and find a way through sooner rather than later. Handball, and surely that's a penalty. And there it is given. Well, you cannot have your arm in that position and not expect to be penalised. The referee wasted no time. Here we go. Yeah, clear and obvious.
I mean, that was an easy decision for the ref. He moved his arm towards it. He missed the header. Just tired, wasn't he?
So Wellington de Oliveira conceding the penalty. Atep, PERSIB legend, steps up. Oh, and it's sublime. A powerful strike. Converting the penalty to make it 1-1, and this is why you cannot play sevens like that, Corinthians.
Yeah, they were asking for trouble. We look back at the penalty, smashed it into the left top side, and he ran to get the ball, which shows you PERSIB smell blood here. I think the Corinthians are tiring. PERSIB definitely think they can go on and win this.
So all level, 3 minutes left to play. How will this end? Because we have seen plenty of late goals already today. It's only day one. The man who gave away the penalty trying to redeem himself.
And out of nowhere now, Corinthians have got their energy back and got up the other end. Why didn't they do that beforehand? They just invited all that pressure from PERSIB.
Mike. Doing well to mark their men so far, PERSIB, but they found a way through. Corinthians, great save! Another huge moment, and he's there as well for the follow-up. That's twice now. Well, he has been such a key player. A real confident presence between the sticks. Dedi started as a PERSIB youth player, making his first senior appearance in 2008. We have the men to match the Corinthian numbers coming forward. Space has opened up though, slightly heavy touch, trying to tap it in, and losing his footing was Wellington de Oliveira.
It's going to be an exciting last 90 seconds now. Both teams look like they want to win this. They don't want another draw.
Well, this has been the business end where we've seen plenty of goals. The last 90, 60 seconds have been thrilling in so many of these clashes. We haven't really seen anyone sat back, and there's Atep who's gone for goal. What do Corinthians do now? 60 seconds, the ball in their position. Edu stepping up. There's signals being waved on from the sideline. I think subs want to come on.
They want to make some subs.
Well, it's getting very late. It's 1v3. Finds a way round. And in the end, as much as he reached, Dedi didn't really need to do too much there.
Hands on hips on the Corinthians bench.
Food for thought. There's PERSIB 20 seconds left and fire it over.
It's bad decision making. They had three men up, 20 seconds to go, and he takes a long shot, just fires it over the bar, gives the ball straight back to Corinthians.
Final 10 seconds. Looks like it will be the 2 points apiece at the end of this day. So there we go. 2 draws for both these teams in their 2 games on day 1 of the Soccer 7 series here in Singapore. It's finished Corinthians 1, PERSIB 1.
Kelihatan banget. Aduh.